Hey, what's up, y'all? So I'm back with another Road to CCNA video. This one's over OSPF. Just an introduction to OSPF. Our first link state protocol. As you know, in the last video we did EIGRP, which is a bit of a hybrid, but it's a distance vector protocol. And while these protocols, they have some similarities, they have a lot of differences. One of the main differences with OSPF and link state protocols in general is they don't use routing by rumor. So what they do is they send LSAs, link state advertisements to each router, and these LSAs are stored in the LSDB, which is a link state database, which gives every router the same map of the topology or the same map of the area that they're in. So if a change is made in the topology, all the LSAs are flooded out, and each router updates their routing tables. Another difference is how they select routes. So with your distance vector protocols like RIP, for example, it's strictly based off of hop count, meaning every router that it passes, that hop count decreases. It doesn't care about the speed or bandwidth or anything like that. And if that distance is more than 15 routers away, it's not going to reach it. But for OSPF, they choose it by cost, which the cost is based off of bandwidth. Lowest cost wins. But yeah, so for this video, I wanted to do things a bit different. Got a lab in front of us here, and I'm about to work through it with y'all. So we are live, and we are in Cisco Packet Tracer. We got an OSPF lab to do, and we got 5 objectives. Starting with 1, configure the appropriate host names and IP addresses on each device. Enable router interfaces. So let's get right into it. To the CLI. Enable CompT. We're going to go host name. R1. Boom. Now we're going to go to interface config mode. To configure the correct IP address for each router, each interface. So interface G00. Now we gotta do an IP address command. Assign the correct IP address, which is 10.0.12.1, because we're in router 1. 10.0.12.1. Then we got to do the correct subnet mask. This was a /30, which is for a point-to-point, and that gives us 255.255.255.252. Now no shutdown. Okay, we got that one going. Now we got to go to fast Ethernet 1. Let's go interface F. Wait, I think 10 or 0. Okay, F1/0. IP address 10.0.13.1. Right? Yeah, .1. 10.0.13.1. Then the same mask. Boom. No shutdown. Boom. Next, we're gonna go to this interface right here, G30. Interface G3/0. I spelled something wrong. Interface G30. Boom. Now we're going to the IP address. It's going to be 203.0.113.1. So IP address 203.0.113.1. And that's also point-to-point. .255.255.252. Boom. No shutdown. Boom. That's it for router 1. Well, let me go ahead and configure the loopback interface on this router. Oh, no. We just go in order. We'll go in order. So router run is done. Just write that. And save that. Router 2. Interface G00 and F10. Address 10.0.12.2. We're going to go 255.255.255.252. No shutdown. I better see some green link lights after this. Oh, look at that. We also got some over there. Now let's switch to the next one. Interface F1/0. IP address, and I'll be right back. All right. I'm using the trial version of this screen recording app. So every 5 minutes, I gotta restart the video. But IP address, we're in Fast Ethernet 1, and it's gonna be 10.0.24.1. 10.0.24.1. Oh, my bad, tripping. Gotta do the subnet mask. Alright, no shutdown. Boom. That's it for router 2. And right. Now we're gonna go to router 3. The same thing. Enable conf t interface config mode. Oh no, not yet. We're gonna go with host name first. R3. Gonna go interface config mode now. Interface F10. I'm gonna go 10.0.13.2. 10.0.13.2. IP address 255.255.255.252. No shutdown. Alright. Link lights up. Let's go. I'm gonna go interface F2/0. So as you guys know, or if you don't know, routers are always administratively down, even if they're connected to another router. So that's why I'm doing the no shutdown command. 10.0.34. And I got to turn on all these routers so they can communicate with each other. But they also need an IP address to be able to communicate with each other. No shutdown. Boom. Okay. End. Let's end that. Right. So R3 is done. Now let's do R4. Alright, interface. Oh, my bad. Enable, conf t, hostname, R4, interface, F20, I believe it's that one, F20. 10.0.34.2. Next is interface F1/0 IP address 10.0.24.0 not a .0 .2 255 2.2 no shutdown, and I will be right back on the next part. Boom. Okay, we're back. We got one more interface to do on R4, so we're gonna go interface G0/0. We're gonna go IP address 192.168.4.2. Then 255. So why are we using 255.255, .0 as opposed to 252? Because this is a larger, this has a lower mask, so that changes the value of that. No shutdown. Bring that interface up. Okay, so step 1 done. Let's go. Now we're on to configure a loopback interface on each router. And we're about to go and do that. Let's do that. We're gonna go enable conf t interface loopback. We're gonna go IP address 1.1.1.1. Then we're gonna go 255.255.255.255. Boom. We configured it as that because we're assigning. So a loopback address, there's only one host, basically. That's what the 255.255 all the way through. That's what that represents. It makes it like one host. And right. Okay, now for router 2. Let's go interface. Oh no. Enable conf t interface loopback 0 IP address 2. Shutdown, exit, or in, right. Now for router 3, let's fly through these right quick. Let's see, enable, T, interface, loopback, 0, IP address, 3.3.3.3. We don't have to do a no shutdown command for loopback interfaces. They're they're automatically up once you assign them. IP, oh wait. Boom. And right. We gotta fly mine. Boom. There we go. Oh. I must have didn't save last time. We're gonna go interface. Loop back 0. IP address for and then 2. Let's go. And then we're gonna go right. Okay, now for the fun part, configure OSPF on each router. Enable OSPF on each interface, including loopback interface. Configure passive interfaces where appropriate, including loopback interfaces. So when dynamic routing protocols talk to each other, specifically OSPF. Wait, hold up. I'm about to hit the top. Okay, so where was I? I was talking about the importance of passive interfaces. So during in dynamic routing protocols, routers, they'll send like hello LSAs. Well, in OSPF specifically, they'll send out these hello LSAs to every interface. And if it's not connected to another router, there's no need to have that. It's just like a waste of bandwidth. It can even be a security issue. So yeah, we're about to do that, as well as configure OSPF on every interface. So we're about to go enable CompT. I got my notes here because I do not have all these commands memorized yet. Well, I don't think anyone ever has every command memorized, but router OSPF 1. Now we're gonna hit the network because we got to get it on each interface. So we're gonna go network, and it's like assigning an IP address basically if we want to get it up and running on that interface. So we're gonna go network 10.0.12.1. 10.0.12.1. And then the subnet mask, but for dynamic routing protocols, instead of a regular subnet mask, we're going to do a wildcard mask, which is basically the inverse of what we did earlier when I was assigning the IP addresses. So instead of 255.255.255.252, we're going to do 0.0.0.3 because 255 minus 3 is 252. So let's go 0.0.0.3. Now, in my last video, I was using EIGRP. This will be fine if I was using EIGRP, but the cool thing about OSPF, you can assign areas. And this is very beneficial when you have a large network. It makes it easier on the routers. So, yeah, we got area 1 right here. And this area has their own LSDB, link state database, which is basically every router in this area is going to have the same map of the full topology. So whenever there's a change made to the topology, then all the routers update, and then new routes are made, new routes are formed. All right, we got that area 0. Now we got to do it for the next IP address. We're going to go 10.0.13.1. Boom. We got that. Okay, we got OSPF on everyone right there. So we're gonna go exit, and then we're about to go to, we gotta enable the passive interfaces. So let's go. Passive interface, loopback 0. Let's see. Oh wait, I messed up. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. All right, so we're gonna go to this guy first. Passive interface G3/0. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. I'm tripping. So let's go. Router OSPF 1. Then we're gonna go that's not enter ACE. Oops. Y'all forgive me. There we go. That's configured as a passive interface. Now we're gonna go passive interface. Boom. All right, we got those as passive interfaces. Now we're gonna go into router 2, and we will do that in the next one. All right, we are back now to configure OSPF on every interface right here. Enable COM-T. Now let's go to router OSPF 1. Boom. Now we're gonna go network. We're gonna go 10.0.12.2. 10.0.12.2. Then we're gonna go O.O.O.3, and then area 0. Boom. Repeat that, because now we gotta do 10.0.24.1. Uh-oh. I forgot. Got that thing popping up right there. Okay. Let me see. Area 0. Boom. That's good. Now we're gonna go passive interface command. Loop back 0. Alright. And I don't think I did the right command on the other router, but it's all good. I'll get to that one later. Alright, enable COM-T. Thought I hit enter. We're gonna go router OSPF 1. We want to go network 10.0.13.2. 13.2. O.O.O.3. We want to go area 0. Ooh, area O. Nope. I'm gonna give it a little time because I know our routes are gonna update. Three, 2. There we go. There we go. So there we go. 10.0.34.1. router 4. Oh wait, I didn't enable it a passive interface. So alright, there's that. Alright. Enable CompT router OSPF 1. OSPF 1. Then we're gonna go network 10.0.24.2. Oh wait, hold up. Let me come back on the next video. Alright. Now for the next network command. It is going to be 34.2. So 34.2. Now we're gonna go passive. Oh, oops. Dash interface G00. Is it? G00. Yep. We're gonna passive interface loopback 0. Yep. Then we're gonna go in. Alright. Now, okay. Configure R1 as the ASBR that advertises a default route to the OSPF domain. So the ASBR is the Autonomous System Border Router, basically meaning that whenever these other routers need to send data out of the network, they go through this guy. So this is like the default gateway for every router in the network. So to do that, we have to go to interface config mode. Let me check my notes to make sure. Yeah, IP route. So we're gonna go IP route. O.O.O.O. This is basically, we're just doing a default route. What does that mean? So right here we have our destination, we have the subnet mask, and then we have our next hop, which should be (203.0.113.2). So what this is saying is, if we have an IP address that we need to get to that doesn't match any IP address in this topology, send it out to 203.0.113. Wait, let me make sure I'm doing it right. 113.2. So boom. Now we're gonna go back to router OSPF 1, and then we got to do the default information originate. Originate. No! What did I do wrong? I'm tripping. Boom. And right. Okay. Okay, now let's check some routing tables, because we just did everything on the objectives list. Show IP route. Gateway of last resort. So looking at the routing table, we know all the OSPF learned routes are this. We got one static route right here. Let's do the same thing over here. Show IP route. Gateway of last resort right there. So, hey man, we configured OSPF. Show IP route. Yeah, everything is looking the same. So yes, I appreciate y'all for tuning in for this. This was fun, and we gonna keep building. We take a deeper dive into OSPF in the next video. I don't know if I'll do another video like this for a while. This is a lot of, it's going to be a long video, so we'll see. But I appreciate y'all. Oos.